But first, you guys, get your jackets, go hang in them down the hall and see if you get hot chocolate, okay?
Okay.
Go on. Lord, Jay, this is the first time I can remember the mansion actually looks, lived in, huh?
Tonight, after we, tuck the kids in, why don't you and I sneak out for quiet dinner?
Well, now, wait a minute. Who'd babysit?
Pamela, I have a number of servants. I think one of them could handle it.
Oh, I don't know, Asa. I mean, I feel like I was giving up my responsibilities if we didn't stay.
Well, I'll tell you something, sweetheart. Once they're in bed, all they do is sleep.
Yeah, but I'm not here to entertain you. See, I'm really here just to watch those children.
Pamela, watching is one thing. Smothering is another. Relax, loosen up. I mean, why can't the two of us have fun while we're here?
You mean playing house?
Well, you seem to be enjoying yourself. I know I am. And I think you see a different side of me with the kids.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I do see a little bit more of Jeff Stewart poking out all the time.
But it's not just the kids. You here, I mean, I'm really a different man.
Really?
Why, you don't see those wings sprouting back here, yeah?
I know, I see these little horns sprouting out right here. But I tell you something? You really could change it up someday. You may make some woman a very, very good husband.
Pamela, stop fooling around. The only damn woman I want to marry is right next to me.
Asa, we played that marriage game once before, and I lost. And I don't see that you came out a winner either.
We learn by our mistakes. I did. Give me another chance, Pamela.
On second thought, no. I just don't know you. If you can just leave the package for my father right outside, I'll bring it in as soon as you go.
Now, I'm getting real insulted. What are you anyway? Some kind of Looney Tune? Huh? What do you think, the whole world is out after you?
Look, I said I'm sorry. Why are you getting so angry?
Well, I am angry because I am freezing. Now, look, will you just open the door so I can get in? You know, your father is not going to like the way you're treating his friends. And if I wanted to, all I had to do was stick my hand in there and take that chain.
Who are you, buddy? What do you want?
Rick, it's okay, I think. He says he knows my father.
So, now she believes me.
Well, since Rick's here, I guess you can come in now.
Well, thank you. Finally. Hey, real nice place. I guess old Tom's doing pretty good in Laneview.
I'll take that now.
Why? Because you got a bodyguard?
Just who are you, anyway?
Well, I already explained that to the young lady. And, you know, Tom isn't very, very good in bringing her up. She doesn't have very many manners towards strangers.
I'd say she has good judgment not letting you in.
How do you know my father?
Well, now, that's a long story. See, your dad was responsible for me going to jail for 15 years.
No, I don't think so.
Well, let's talk seriously. We've had our skirmishes, expensive ones at that.
Yeah, I'd say.
We enjoyed them. I mean, even though we got angered at each other. Isn't that right?
Yeah, sometimes. But over and over and over again, you prove to me that you don't know how to have a normal kind of life. It's always got to be one kind of dramatics or another.
Honey, I was just trying to get the attention away from that Pete O'Neill. I thought you endangered dying of boredom. The man is
Lay
deadly.
off! Just lay off, Pete O'Neill. Listen to me. You do not get any points for knocking him all the time.
I don't know how he scored any points in the first place. Anyway, okay, without him. Please, what about us?
You know, the truth, Ace, is I'm really beginning to enjoy my life as an independent woman and all this freedom, just like you told me I would. And when I finish renovating the inn, I really want to run it.
Oh, Pamela, that's for clerks and business-like people. You don't want to run a hotel. You talk about boredom.
Now, wait a minute. We just don't see everything exactly the same. I can't go back to the life I had with you before. I mean, idle rich. I mean, it was stupefying. It really was.
Run the hotel. That's fine with me. But we belong back together again. Look at how we got along the last few days. And the fact is, it was a blessing that Kim had to run off to San Francisco to take care of her poor sick mama.
Oh, right. You know, I'm glad you really brought up Kim because she called earlier while you were out, Asa, and spilled the beans. I mean, you sent her up to San Francisco when Clint had to go into Buenos Aires, and there was never, ever any illness in her family.
You got me again, Pammy.
You know, it's true. I can never trust you again. You think this whole thing is just a big joke, and all it does is prove to me that every chance you get, you'll manipulate me again.
It was the only way I could get you to move in here. The only chance I got, you were looking at a man really in love.
I am looking at a man who's obsessed by what he can't have.
All right, meanwhile, Kim is in San Francisco.
Yes.
Clint is in Buenos Aires. Will you just help me out with Jessica and Kevin and Joey till one of them come back?
Are you serious? You really don't think you can handle them by yourself?
Tamala, I don't have the patience to handle them, please.
Oh, all right.
Hello, Paul.
Oh, well.
Hi, Pam.
What the hell are you doing back home?
Sí, Soles, gracias. Señorita Gabriela, I am afraid no one was able to save Tina. The boat went through the Iguazu Falls.
What about Jamie Sanders?
My men found Enrico. He confessed of shooting Jamie, who went out of the boat. We presume he's also dead.
And Tina, they'll never find her. That makes 4 deaths. First my father, now Tina and her baby, and that American criminal.
All this grief, brought on by greed.
Max!
Ramis, was that your helicopter up there?
Yes.
Why the hell didn't the pilot do something? He could have dropped a rope or something. Why didn't he try to save Tina?
The choppers cannot get close to the falls, otherwise they will be pulled by the gravity of the falls. And he couldn't land in time.
All right, nobody was in time. We weren't in time. You weren't in time.
Max, you all right?
All right, this is my ankle, but who cares about anything?
What about your companions? Are they all
They
right?
saw it. Kate and Cordray saw it.
I'm very sorry, Max. We will try to conduct a search in the river for her body and Jamie Sanders.
Yeah, well, if you find her, just tie a rock to it and drop it in the lake. Wish you could do the same with your father.
Look, I can't help what my father did.
Yeah, and I can't help how I feel. Well, welcome home to you, too.
Don't pay any attention to him. We're both glad you're back.
Oh, wait a minute. Of course we are. It's just a shock to see you home so soon.
Well, it was real important to get Maria back here, and so we flew back today.
How is she?
Weak and in pain. It's going to be a while before she's fully recovered.
What about Cordero?
Well, I don't know that much about Cordero, unfortunately. The only thing I do know is that Jamie Sanders and some Argentinian drug dealer took Tina hostage.
What? When did that happen?
Well, I don't know the details. But Kate and Cord and that fella Tina ran off with, Max Holden, they went after him.
What about her baby?
The police are involved. Just hope they catch up with them. How are my kids?
Oh, Jessica is absolutely wonderful. Calmest and sweetest little baby I ever saw. Smiles all the time. She does. She looks more and more like Vicky.
They're kind of wearing me out, so Pam was good enough to help.
More than you and Kim could handle?
Kim's in San Francisco.
Under dubious circumstances.
And Pam volunteered to move in.
No, was coaxed into it. But now that you are home, Daddy, I can pack my things and move out.
Oh, wait a minute, honey. You can't leave. We need a woman around here.
Oh, I'm sure Kim will come right back just the moment you call her. Clint, you keep me up to date with anything that happens with Tina.
Sure.
That poor child. Now, that's what she really is, you know, a child. Not even under all that sexy clothes and makeup and everything.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. You can't go yet.
I know.
It's a special day. My son is a year older.
Will you forget about that, huh? Has Vicky called?
Afraid not.
Oh, I'm going to go upstairs because I know the boys are waiting to see you as soon as possible just to see if the baby's up yet.
What are you doing with Pam?
Trying to convince her to give me one more chance. I was making some headway before you came in.
She didn't seem all that anxious to move back to me. You, sure you're not fooling yourself?
Actually, Clint, I'm getting more optimistic every day.
I'm glad one of us is.
I think you ought to go now.
What's the matter, kid? You got something against ex-cons?
Listen, we don't want any trouble, okay?
Well, I'm not starting anything. He is.
I'm just suggesting that you leave this package and move along.
Yeah, well, if it probably wasn't for her father, I wouldn't be here. You know something? If it weren't for her father, I wouldn't have gone to jail.
What did you do?
Maybe I didn't do anything. Maybe I was railroaded by your father and some cops.
So you came all the way up here to bring this package to her father?
Well, I didn't have to come very far. You see, I spent the bulk of my sentence in Statesville. The Texas prisons were all filled up. But anyway, Mary Lynn, is that your name, honey?
Yes.
Mary Lynn. You know, there's a lot of different ways you could spend 15 years of your life in a small space. I did some thinking and writing, letters. I got 1 or 2 answers. And the last year, I started clipping out newspaper articles. And that's what's in here. So, please be careful and don't lose them.
What does all of this have to do with my father?
Well, you just give that to your dad, and I promise it'll be interesting reading for him.
Do you have a number where you can be reached?
I'll just give him a call. When did you say that he was going to be back?
Tomorrow. Maybe tonight.
You know something? From what I've seen today, you're a real sweet cookie. And probably as innocent as you look. So why don't you do us both a favor and don't go nosing around inside there. I wouldn't want you to worry your pretty little head.
How? What's in here?
Well, maybe if you was to read certain things, you'd think a lot different about other certain things about your past. You take it easy. Hey.
Yeah. Hey. I tell you, that's one spooky guy. I'm glad you didn't let him in until I got here.
The whole thing's spooky. What could be in here?
You really loved her, didn't you? I've behaved rather badly since you've been back.
Gabrielle, it didn't make sense. I didn't swear my undying love to you. I didn't promise to return and pick up where we left off.
I know.
So what is all this anger, all this bitterness?
Something happened.
You know, what?
Something that changed my feelings.
Well, what, some fantasy? You didn't meet any men you were attracted to, and suddenly I became the love of your life?
Now, why do you act as though I never cared about you? I never treated you like some plaything, Max.
I never felt that way about you either. But there is a big difference between caring and madly in love.
Well, how did it happen with Tina?
I can't explain. It just happened. The last thing I expected was to fall in love. It's just one of those twists of life, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen you don't plan on.
Yeah, like my father dealing in drugs and committing murder for a profit. And a fling that just sort of...
Gabrielle, I didn't mean to hurt you. You have to believe me. Just like I didn't mean to hurt Tina, but she's dead. I don't understand it. How can someone who's so filled with life and carrying a life, just be dead?
Yeah, well, I'll just leave you alone to mourn with your grief. I have other things to do, and one of them is take care of my own grief.
Just wait. We can come back with us. Come on, I'll help you with anything you want. Your father's funeral and all
I
that.
don't need your help. I can get along just fine in this world without your wonderful charity.
What is this charity stuff? Where does all this anger come from, huh? Can't we just... Isn't there enough pain? Why do we have to keep tearing at each other? Tina. I promise you everything. And all you got.
Cord, don't! Please, stop it! Cord, don't do it!
Good morning, Mr. Field.
Stop it, Cord! Stop it!
What is it, you crazy or what?
Stop it!
Get out of here!
Can't you see he's hurting?
There's
Stop it!
different what ifs here. It doesn't matter. She's dead. We couldn't save her. We couldn't save your baby. We both have to live with it. You brought her down here, and you got her in danger in the first place. Yeah. With a little help from her brother. Why didn't you punch her out?
He's right, Cord. If it wasn't for me, she'd still be alive. Look, I had a chance to shoot Jamie when he was taking Tina away. And I couldn't do it. And now Tina and the baby. I'm so sorry. Oh, God.
Come on, Kate. Look, you can't blame yourself for not being able to shoot your own brother, all right?
After everything he's done, I should have stopped him, Cord.
Cord? I never knew there was any trouble down here for us. Yeah, I know. And I never knew that she was really pregnant.
I'll tell you what's in that package. A pile of nonsense. That guy didn't exactly have all wheels going on the ground.
But Rick, how can my father have been involved in sending him to jail? Unless Squeak did something to my dad.
Well, we'll ask your dad when he gets back. You're not reading these.
Why not?
Because you're looking for trouble, that's why not.
Rick, there's a lot of stuff in my father's past that I'm not familiar with. Mostly about my mother.
Who says that creep knew your mother? I mean, this is 15 years ago. Your mother wasn't even alive then.
I know, but maybe he knew my mom and dad before then.
What gives you the idea that this junk right here has anything to do with your mom? Squeak didn't even mention anything about that. I'm just glad I came back when I did.
Me too. But why?
To see if you're okay. I mean, about us and talking about Mitch Lawrence. Something told me I just had to be here.
I don't think Squeak would have done anything to me. But it's just as well you did show up. Thanks.
Hey, anytime. Now, what do you say we go have some dinner?
Sure, love to. Wonder who that could be. Hello?
Mary Lynn, it's Maria.
Maria, hi. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Dad's still out of town, though.
Oh, really?
Did you know that he left?
Well, yes, but I heard there were two different versions about where he went.
Yes. So, how are you?
Well, actually, I'm calling you from the Landview Hospital.
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, it's a very long story, Mary Lynn. I was shot, but don't worry, I'm all right.
Shot? How did you get shot? Listen, Maria, do you want me to come over?
Oh, could you? If you're not busy, I'd love some company.
I'm on my way. Do you, want anything?
No, nothing.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
What's going on?
I'm not sure, but, I'll tell you all about it on the way to the hospital. Come on.
What about Marie? I mean, she really needs you in Buenos Aires, or is that some excuse?
Paul, will you just lay off Maria? Somebody had to go down there and help her make arrangements so she could get back here and get some decent care. I'm glad I went. I just wish I could have helped Cordero while I was there.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Clay. Happy birthday to you. Get over there and I'll put on the table.
Thanks, fellas. I forgot all about it being my birthday until just a little while ago.
How old are you now?
Never mind, never mind.
That's a secret.
I feel about 90.
You hear that, boys? That makes him older than his pa. Oh, excuse me. Pam and I have a gift for you.
Clem, first you have to make a wish and blow out the candles, huh? There you are. There you go. Ooh, yeah, bring him over here on this side. Yay! Did it!
Nice going, Dad.
Well, thank you, son.
Did you wish for Mom and you to get back together?
Well, you know your dad pretty good, don't you? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. I figured it couldn't hurt anything. Sometimes birthday wishes do come true, you know. Well, let's see what we got here. Huh?
That's for me.
It is, huh?
But Grandpa helped me pick it out.
He did. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Whoa, look at here. Boy, this is pretty fancy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to the disco in this, aren't I, huh?
You don't know how to disco.
I don't?
No?
You're right. I don't. See this next one.
This is for me.
Oh, Kevin. Oh, boy, that's pretty. What is it? Ah, a pair of trousers.
Oh, I'd say that Grandpa, Kevin, and Joy have pretty good taste, don't you?
They sure do.
Where do you see this one? Pam, help me pick it out.
In spirit, maybe, right? Huh?
Got it.
Oh. All right.
Wow.
Well, I won't be going to any disco in these.
No, but you'll be able to kick a lot of butts around. Oh, just a figure of speech, boys. See, I do need you around.
You sure do.
Oh, boy, thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate it. Give me a hug.
All right.
Thank you.
Have cake?
Can you have cake? Yes, you can have cake. We'll just forget about dinner, okay?
In that case, I think we better go get some forks and some knives and some napkins, huh? What do you say? Come on.
But, Dad, I'm sure Mom will call you to wish you a happy birthday.
Sure she will. Sure she will when she gets her memory back. Whatever birthday that might be.
Son, forget about Vicky for a while.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's real easy to do. You know, the one present I really want, I can't have.
Well, not at this moment, but maybe soon.
You know, she hasn't even called. She hasn't even called to say hello to the boys. Now, what do you make of that? What do you think that is, huh? Some shrink got her under 24-hour hypnosis? Or does Tom Dennison have her so wrapped up in him that she doesn't even think of her own kids?
When she comes to her senses, Tom Dennison is out. Now, come on. I told you, I'm feeling very optimistic every day. Not just for Pam and me, but for you and Vicky, too.
You know, you're starting to come off like some Pollyanna. Better watch it. It was kind of strange on you, Paul.
So, that's how it happened. It was just a freak accident. Me instead of Max. Thanks. Now, tell me what is going on in your life.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of Rick.
Yeah.
In fact, we've decided to go steady.
Rick Gardner? Why, Mary Lynn Dennison.
He's terrific. He's sweet, a lot of fun, intelligent, and he likes me a lot.
Well, I guess so. Congratulations. You know, I was beginning to think that you were giving up on the male population of Landview.
Just about.
Now, tell me about your father. Where is he really?
He's just out of town.
Well, Clint told me that he's in New York with Vicky. And he also said that you've been lying for your father.
Well, don't listen to Clint.
Now, Mary Lynn, I'm your friend and your dad's. You know you can confide in me.
Maria, just let it go, okay?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Have you ever heard of a man from El Paso named Squeak Sheldon?
Squeak Sheldon? No, and that's a name that I would remember. Why?
Well, he stopped by the carriage house today. He said that he had just gotten out of jail and that he knew my father. He also had a packet of newspaper clippings for him. He made me kind of nervous, so I resisted letting him in.
And what did he want?
All he said was that Dad was partly responsible for him going to jail, and that he wanted my father to look at these clippings, but said if I looked at them, they would upset me.
Oh, well, I wouldn't listen to anything he says about your dad.
But it was almost like he said that to make sure I read those clippings.
Well, you make sure that you don't. Your father is a wonderful man and an excellent father, and you are living proof of that.
Maria, I know you never knew my mother, but has my father ever confided in you about her?
Mary Lynn, why are you asking me that now?
Well, because Squeak made it sound as if my father had secrets, and my mother's always been like a secret to me.
All I know is he loved your mother a lot. And when she died, it was so tragic.
Well, whenever I start to question him about her, he quickly changes the subject.
Well, I guess it's still very painful for him. Believe me, if your father wanted you to know about it, he would tell you.
I guess you're right.
Marilyn, I feel like I'm ready to doze off again. This medication makes me so sleepy.
Okay, would you like me to stop by tomorrow?
Oh, why don't I call you in the morning, huh?
All right.
Thanks. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome. Well, you rest and get well, okay?
Yeah.
And when my father calls, I'll tell him about what happened.
Thanks. And do give him my love, all right?
Okay, I will.
Thanks.
Bye.
So, you're all here.
Have you found anything?
Well, the helicopter spotted some boat parts, wreckage. But I'm afraid there's no sign of your wife, Senor Roberts.
What about Jamie?
Nothing, Senorita Sanders. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry for all you have endured. Another helicopter is on its way over to pick you and... Where is Gabriela Medina?
She took off about a half hour ago. I don't think she's coming back.
Well, the three of you must go back to Buenos Aires and fill in some official reports. Then you can go back to the States. A private word with you, Senor Holden?
Sure.
You'll excuse us.
Do you have any idea if Medina's daughter had anything to do with the cocaine trade with that?
Absolutely not. She's shocked by this whole thing.
Well, she was very uncooperative when I tried to question her.
Her father is dead. What do you expect? We're not all holding together too well right now.
I can understand that. But somebody else must have been involved besides Medina and Sanders and the hand, Enrico. We must move quickly before the others can escape.
I could care less. I'm sure Gabrielle could, too. Take my word on this, all right? Trust me. Her father raised her to be a proper lady. There's no way he would inform her of his activities. Okay? He tried to put her up on a pedestal, not someplace she always wanted to be.
Have you heard anything about my mother? What kind of condition she's in?
Oh, yeah, she was taken back to Landview, Pennsylvania, by Mr. Clint Buchanan.
Clint came down here?
Yes.
Well, good. That way we won't have to worry about bringing my mom back, too. And once we do get back to Landview, I'm going to find out exactly why she was down here in Buenos Aires in the first place.
There's one more piece of bad news, Senor Holden.
So they can't get any worse. Go ahead.
I'm afraid it can. I'm afraid the government will have to seize your property for the time being. This can take several months.
Months? Wait, what the hell for?
Well, because coca was being grown on your property. And because the bureaucracy works very slowly, this may take some time.
Great. Sure. Why not? Impound everything. Give it to your grandchildren. This whole Bella Vista, ever since I took it over, it's just been a nightmare. I want to tell you something. There's some dreams you should just not go after.
Your love the first bite.
From what I've seen today, you're a real sweet cookie, and probably as innocent as you look. So do us both a favor and don't go nosing around inside that package. I don't want to see you upsetting your pretty little self.
Any luck?
Nope. Rules are rules and all that hogwash. They may even decide I'm an undesirable down here. Take my ranch away completely.
Like some coffee?
Yeah, thanks. Did my brother give you any idea if he was hanging out around Landview? Yeah, he said he was going to try to find some construction work. Maybe I'll fly back with you, too. I'll see if Steve and I can cook something up. May as well forget about Bella Vista. Shoot, it's not the same without Tina anyway.
don't make a whole lot of sense a lot of the time.
That's just it. That's why we're so perfect for each other. You don't make sense 99% of the time.
Yeah, well, we are still at an impasse, no matter how stupid that is.
No, there's no impasse. I'll make a deal. You take it or leave it. You stay with me, have the baby, and you go home to Landview before it throws you out again, and you come back here, we raise the kid like I originally offered.
And you're so sure he's going to do that, huh?
I'm going to take my chances. Because I believe when he does, it might not matter that much to you. In fact, you might be glad about it. It never would have happened anyway. Why think about it now? Just another dumb dream.
Chopper's coming.
Kate, I'd like to have a few minutes by myself, if you don't mind. Lord, I don't understand this. I really don't. But since you have decided to take my wife and my child and have them there with you, I would appreciate it if you could keep an eye out on them for me. And give them some peace. And if you could also let them know that I'm down here. And I still love them.
Zeidman's on her way to work. And buy a half dozen of the greatest bagels this side of the Hudson.
Oh, sweetheart.
Why are you groaning? This is your favorite breakfast.
I know, but I don't have time for breakfast.
Even hot buttered bagels with cream cheese?
Can I take it with me?
What? No. Zeidman's bagels are meant to be shared.
What if we share them in bed tonight? You see, my secretary, Gal Friday, office manager, assistant, happens to be going through the files, and I want to get down there before she tosses them all out.
Oh, John.
Hey, come on now. Bagels tonight in bed? Now, that's a thought that should get us through the entire day.
I've got another thought. I need to ask a favor.
Yeah, name it.
You know your secretary, Gal Friday, office manager, assistant person? Mm-hmm. I want you to fire her.
You want me to fire Cassie?
Mm-hmm.
Middleton, there are other contractors in Landview who'd love to have my business.
Mr. Buchanan, you're the boss. I'm aware of the money your support means to my company.
And don't disappoint me. If Pamela gets a certificate of occupancy for the Vernon Inn, you're out of business, amigo. So make sure the cost overrides White Mrs. Buchanan out. And by the time you completed half the new wing and half the old structure, I want her bank account to read 0.
You must hate this lady an awful lot to push her into bankruptcy.
Middleton, I don't hate her. I love her. Why the hell do you think I'm working so hard to put her out of business?
Morning.
I thought I was dreaming.
If you want to sleep, I'll come back.
No, don't go.
Larry said you spent a good night.
I'm so happy to be back in Landview. I'd be even happier if I weren't so worried about Cord. Have you heard anything?
Cord's fine. Cord's okay.
Are you sure? Did you talk to him? Anything about Tina? Clint, what's wrong?
Tina didn't make it, Maria. They weren't in time to save her. She's dead.
You got a brand new blade here, so be careful, all right?
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, Cyrus. How'd you get into the electricians' union?
Served my apprenticeship, paid my dues.
Yeah, well, I think you ought to take a refresher course, bud.
You got a problem, Holmes?
Yeah. You don't even have to look at the specs to know that this wire is the wrong gauge. You can't use this stuff.
Get off my back there, cowboy.
Take it out and start again on your own time.
Listen, why don't you just go talk to the pretty little lady there, huh? Okay, kiddo?
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to see you.
Oh, did you have another fight with your husband?
You really know how to treat a lady.
Yeah, well, I've been getting some lessons in bad manners since I came to Landview.
I suppose I deserve that.
Look, Delilah, I'm busy.
No, please. I came because I wanted to apologize for the way I behaved the other night. See, I was so furious with Rafe, I couldn't think of anything but getting even with him. Steve, you're a really nice guy. I feel terrible for hurting you. So, well, I brought you a please forgive me gift.
I can't accept that.
No, you have to, because it's engraved. Please. It's just a small gift to apologize for the horrible position I put you in. Open it. Since you came to Landview and you weren't planning to stay, I figured you hadn't brought any of your tools. So I asked the man at the hardware store what's the one thing a carpenter needs the most.
Yeah.
Went to the jeweler, had it engraved. You can accept it or you can wrap it around my neck. Oh, I'm just kidding, really.
All right, thanks. It was very thoughtful of you.
Well, I wanted you to see that maybe I had one or two good qualities.
So are things okay now between you and your husband?
So much better. I just made a major decision that could guarantee a long and happy marriage.
How's it going here?
Cowboy's asking a lot of questions, boss. Looks like we could have some trouble.
Good morning, Asa.
Pamela, you look beautiful.
Well, thank you. Just here for a minute. I had a few things I want to drop off for Kevin and Joey.
What are they?
Oh, some books I thought they would enjoy reading.
That's sweet of you. Boys really enjoy your company.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
Those the plans for the new wing?
Yes, I have a meeting with the architect this morning.
I'd appreciate taking a peek at them. I'm just dying of curiosity about your project.
Come on, you really want to see them?
Of course.
Okay. Here you go.
Ah, yes. The new wing.
Well, come on, what do you think?
Very impressive. I like the widening corridor so you can put shops in. Is that your idea?
Well, yes, I mean, actually it was.
I'm not a bit surprised. I can see artistic touches in the new wing. How do you get along with the architect?
Oh, Asa, he's an absolute genius. I mean, it's like we think on the same wavelength. I barely have to tell him something, and it's just done.
Sounds just like me.
And Middleton Construction Company is terrific, and...
Well, it looks like everything's going along great.
Yeah, well, it makes me kind of nervous. I just keep waiting for the roof to fall in. You know, I've heard so many horror stories about construction. I mean, that there's cost overruns and delays and all kinds of stuff.
Honey, if you've got good people on the job and they're half as excited as you are about it, your hotel is going to be a big success.
Well, as soon as the new wing is completed, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a party, a really big party. Matter of fact, I even might throw a party the whole entire day, like the barbecue she used to tell me you used to do in Texas.
You throw it, I'll pay for it.
Oh, no, it's...
Pam, I've been racking my brain for a hotel warming gift. The party is it.
Well, why don't you think of something else?
Wait a minute, honey, don't be so ungracious. Let me throw the party. It'd be an honor for me, and I'm just happy to see this side of you.
I gotta admit, it's a very rewarding experience.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to throw a super colossal party in that hotel, and it's going to be very rewarding for me.
All right, you got it. Thank you, Asa. I really appreciate the support. You know how much it means to me.
And by the time Cord and Kate got to the cabin, Jamie had already murdered Dante.
Cord found Tina in the cabin murdered.
No. Jamie tried to escape, and he was using Tina as a hostage. He had a boat down on the river, hidden out down on the river, and he, with Tina, made it down to the boat and took off. But one of Dante's men spotted him and killed Jamie. And Tina was trapped in the boat and went over the falls.
Oh, God, this is so horrible.
Cord wasn't able to get to her in time and couldn't save her.
Oh, Clint.
There was no way that she could have survived.
Cord wanted that baby so much.
Yes, I know he did.
He must be devastated, Clint.
He's trying to be strong, but... Well, he broke down a couple times this morning when he was telling me about it.
If only I had believed Tina when she said she was pregnant. None of this wouldn't happen. I didn't mean for Tina to get hurt, Clint. I was only trying to protect our son.
How? How were you trying to protect him? Maria, if there's something that you feel guilty about, maybe you should tell me what it is before you have to face Cord with it.
Hi.
John, please listen to me.
It's the candlelight dinner last night, the romantic evening, the bagels for breakfast. I should have known you had an ulterior motive.
I resent that.
Well, you can't deny it, though.
Yes, I can, and I do, John. I mean, we've had lots and lots of romantic evenings and candlelit dinners. Are you saying there was an ulterior motive behind all of them?
No, of course not.
Well, there wasn't last night either. I happen to love you, or have you forgotten that? And if you love me, you will ever so gently hand my daughter a pink slip.
Dorian, come on. She's smart, she's enthusiastic. She's willing to work her tail off for me.
I mean, she'll get a better job, one that's better paying, one that will challenge her intelligence, her creativity, one that will give her an opportunity for promotion.
My word, you sound like a high school guidance counselor.
I can't help it. She's my only child, and I want the best for her.
But we're not talking about a long-term career here. Besides, Cassie finds the job exciting. She finds it interesting. It's
dangerous. That's what it is. Detective work is dangerous, John.
And you know I don't even carry my gun the majority of the time.
What about the times you go running around the world posing as an international terrorist?
That was one case. One case and it's closed. Sweetheart, look, I've been in the business a long time. Look at me. I'm still alive and kicking.
Yeah? Thanks to the miracles of modern medicine, I know every inch of that body.
I know.
I've seen all the scars. Seriously, I worry all the time that someday a bullet is going to kill you. I worry too much about you. I haven't got the energy left to worry about Cassie.
You don't have to worry about Cassie. Hey, look, I haven't lost a gal Friday to a gunman in a month, maybe 2 months.
Please don't joke about this.
Oh, Dorian, look. Cassie's as safe working for me as working in an insurance department or a bank or for Asa Buchanan for that. But as a matter of fact, she's safer working for me than for Asa.
What if she gets bored, with the office atmosphere, decides to go out, see some of that excitement and adventure? What if she decides to follow in your footsteps?
You really think that little of what I do, huh?
No, John, no. It's fine for you. It's just not for my daughter.
I suppose owning a TV station is a little bit more noble, or maybe just better paying.
Now, there's no need to be sarcastic.
Look, if you are so worried about Cassie, then why don't you set a better example for her? I mean, you go running down to Devil's Claw by yourself, right? You come here looking for Diane by yourself. I mean, you're